Could Mark Stoops save his job with a win over Florida this weekend? We shall see. We break it all down here on episode 87 of the Big Blue Breakdown.
Bet you didn't know there's a place where Kentucky football and basketball fans unite. Welcome to Big Blue Breakdown. Whether you bleed blue or just love a good game, we've got the latest stories, hottest takes, and a whole lot of hometown pride. Hit play and join the conversation. This is your home for all things Kentucky sports.
Welcome in, everybody, to episode 87 here on the Big Blue Breakdown. I really appreciate you guys coming here and listening to this episode. As I mentioned on my most recent episode, I appreciate you guys for getting me to 100 subscribers here on YouTube. It means an absolute ton. If you guys already have it, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. It's the best way to help the channel grow. Also share. Also go follow us on podcasts, on Spotify, on make sure to follow us there. Make sure to like, subscribe as well. Also, go follow us on social media at BigBlue_BDown on TikTok, X, and Instagram. You're missing extra content if you don't do that. I appreciate you guys coming here and listening. This is a Kentucky versus Florida preview. Really, really excited to break this game down with you guys. And this is as much as people don't want to hear this. This is a very, very winnable game for the Cats, and could possibly set up Stoops in a very, very good situation at the end of this year. Before we dive into all of that, we will take a break in this episode to tell you about our friends over at W Energy. Make sure to use code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off your order every time you use it. We'll be right back here on the Big Blue Breakdown, episode 87. Hello, everybody. We wanted to take a break in this episode to tell you about our friends over at W Energy. W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like any other energy drink. Some facts about W. Number one, it's zero sugar, artificial colors, or dyes, or hidden ingredients. It is also gluten-free. Number two, all flavors are unique and custom-made by W. You'll never taste anything like a W drink. Number three, the drinks are $1 less, guys. That is cheaper than Starbucks or any canned drink. Lastly, it is made in the U.S. It is close to home. Guys, if you guys are looking forward to going to a Kentucky football game or Kentucky basketball game and you need some energy, get W. W is the perfect thing for you. Working out and you need some energy, you need W. You need W throughout the day. It is for you. Use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off every single order. Guys, it not only just helps you guys be able to have a clean energy drink that you can use all the time with the tubs that they give you. It helps me and it helps the channel keep growing with you guys. If you guys do that, it helps us post more content and helps them, guys. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. But thank you guys so much for your time here. Please go check out W. Check out their website. And when you are about to purchase something, use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off your order. Alrighty, welcome back in, guys, to episode 87 here on the Big Blue Breakdown. So Kentucky enters this game as a 3.5-point underdog and makes the Gators a 3.5-point favorite. They just came off a very, very close loss to the Georgia Bulldogs out on a neutral site field in Jacksonville. They competed with them. Obviously, you know the news about Florida. They fire Billy Napier after a win against Mississippi State. Both teams here are 3-5, another struggling year here for Florida before they turned it around last year. So maybe they can do the same this year, but the numbers are saying this is a very winnable game for the Cats. And I'll get into the Stoops part later, but just to break this game down, DJ Lagway has been on and off this year, to say the very least, and there's a lot of different moving parts with that. Obviously, his head coach gets fired, which I think was his main play caller in this one, so there's a lot of different variables going into this. He's a very, very talented quarterback. None the least here, he has arm talent. He can get out of the pocket. He's just been very, very inconsistent. A big part of that has been the offensive line has been very inconsistent. I think that can vote well for the Kentucky Wildcats, and we've seen a very, very bad offensive line last week that Kentucky completely got after and had a very, very big game against that Auburn defensive line. So I think we could see a similar thing in that here. This game is going to be at 7:30. Kentucky at home at night. Dangerous spot to be in here for the Gators with how Kentucky's been playing the last couple of weeks. So a big thing that I want to point out in this one that's going to mean something. The injury report out in this game are the top two receivers for the Florida Gators, Eugene Wilson and Dallas Wilson. Those are the top two receivers in this game for the Florida Gators. Not a good sign at all for them. Not a good sign at all for them because this has been a struggling secondary except for the last game for Kentucky. And now you take out the two main guys, and I believe DJ Waller will be back for this game. He is listed as probable for this game, and so is Tavion Gadsden. I like this for the Cats defensively. Now, offensively, that's probably a different story. The story of the year for Florida has kind of been just the same as the Cats. Very, very inconsistent on offense, while the defense puts you in situations to win. So defense has been good, offense has been bad. Both offenses have started to click as of recently. So very, very similar here in this game. This is a very winnable game for the Cats. Billy Gonzalez takes over as the interim head coach for the Florida Gators. It's going to be very, very interesting at home. Now, I want to quickly talk about the Mark Stoops part, and then we can fully dive on into, after we take a quick break after that, we can fully dive on into what does Kentucky need to do in this game to win? Okay, and all those things and all those factors. I'll give you a list of those things, and then we'll wrap up the show. So, let's talk about Mark Stoops here. I am not going to lean one way, and I'm not going to lean the other. I'm going to give you the opinions of one way and another. So, there is a group that doesn't want him to win. They don't want this team to win, so he can be fired at the end of the year. Simply. That don't want him to win this football game. And there's a group that just says, okay, well, if he can win, then why not have him here when he's your winningest head coach? Two different sides right there. I'm not going to give my point of view. That'll probably come at the end of the year, unless a change is made earlier than that, if there's a change made at all. So, with that being said, looking at this at a non-biased point, just giving you straight facts, if Kentucky wins this football game, which it is not out of the question at all, okay? If it was against, obviously, somebody like an elite team, that'd be out of the question, right? We would chalk this up as a loss. But Kentucky finds a way to win against Auburn, puts them in a situation here where you're 3-5, okay? The over-under on your year was 4.5, okay? Let's say you beat Florida. Okay, and which could ultimately save his job, as I'm about to continue here. You'll play Tennessee Tech. Obviously, Tennessee Tech has been amazing this year. They're undefeated, but it's Tennessee Tech is an FCS team at home. When you just won 2 games in a row in the SEC, you'll most likely, if you beat Florida, you'll end up 5.5. Then at the end of the year, you're going to give yourself 2 opportunities to make it to a bowl game. One on the road against Vandy and one on the road against Louisville. There is a chance that if he beats Florida here, ultimately, we can look back on this and go, that's where he saved his job, is against Florida. I don't know if it's bowl or it's bust. Like, he has to make a bowl to keep his job. But if we are looking at this here, if he makes a bowl, it'll be because of this game here. It'll simply be because of this game here. If he doesn't win this game, we're not going to a bowl. Okay? Simple way to put it. He could save his job. If he goes to a bowl game, he's not going to be fired. Let me just completely spit that fact out to you here. If he goes to a bowl game, he will not be fired. Not saying that he won't walk away. He won't be fired. Okay, that's the expectations here at Kentucky. He gets that done. He continues to stay. This could put him in the situation to stay and to be here. That is the overall thing here. I believe that is the straight facts. So yes, this is a winnable game, and this could set him up to stay at the University of Kentucky, as we see in the long run. Before we move on here, I'm going to give a quick break over to our friends and sponsor, Big Bluegrass Elite. Make sure to use code BBB 15 to get 15% off your order every time you use it. When we get back, we're going to be diving into this game a lot more here. I want to give you guys about 3 or 4 things to look out for in this football game. What does Kentucky need to do to win this football game and to set themselves up in a really, really good situation here? This game is very, very winnable for the Cats, and a very big game tomorrow because this could send us possibly to a bowl game. We'll be right back here on the Big Blue Breakdown, episode 87. All right, real quick before we keep going, I've got to tell you about our new partners over at Bluegrass Elite. They've got some really nice Kentucky gear, clean designs, stuff that actually looks good on game days. I've been checking out some of their shirts and hoodies myself, and the cool thing is they're hooking y'all up with 15% off every single time you order. Just use my code BBB15 at checkout. So if you want to rep the Cats and save a little money while doing it, hit that link down in the description of this video. Guys, go check them out. Really, really good gear over there. Make sure to use my promo code BBB15 to get 15% off your order every time you use it. Let's go back to the episode. Alrighty, welcome back in, everybody, to episode 87 here on the Big Blue Breakdown as we fully dive deep into this football game. Gators, 3.5-point favorites for this game. Want to give you a couple guys to look out here for this Florida offense, specifically looking at the backfield here, and Jaden Ball and DJ Lagway. You lose your top 2 wide receivers, probably going to be heavy run here, which is probably going to be in the Cats' favor. So I really, really like that there. The Cats up front have been very, very good. The offensive line has been kind of on and off this year, and then the production of the wide receivers have been solid, but now you have your top 2 out. That's the overall picture of this Florida offense so far. Okay, DJ Lagway has struggled at times with turnovers as well. I think he had like a 4 or 5 turnover game against LSU this year. Defensively, they've been very, very good, keeping them in football games. So we've seen this before. Like last week against Auburn, we might have to use that recipe to win this football game. I do think there will be more score points in this one. Recipe for success may be around the same thing. To simply put it, it may be around the same thing. I am really, really looking forward to see how we match up here. I think our secondary may be able to handle whoever they have now at probably the wide receiver 3 and wide receiver 4. I think that will be fine there, as we handled the Auburn secondary wide receivers pretty well last time when they had some elite guys on their team. Offensively here, Kentucky needs to be able to establish a run and then play off that with a pass. Cutter Bully has been playing very, very well. The wide receivers have stepped up very, very well. And the O-line has done manageable work, to say the least, so far. So you feel okay there. Hopefully the play calling is there, obviously. But to kind of just wrap this up, let's go ahead and talk about 4 things Kentucky needs to do to win this football game, and then I'm going to give you my prediction and my personal MVP. So, number 1, the biggest thing for me is going to be Kentucky needs to establish the run, okay? Establish the run, and then play the pass off of that. We've seen the success when we had the scoring drive in that Auburn game. We had success when we were able to have success on the ground first. We have more than capable runners. in Seth McGowan, obviously star player here, Dante Dowdell, and in Jason Patterson. You got to love them right there. Establish that run and then play off of that with the pass. Okay, we got to establish the run. That's number one. Number two, we're going to have to get consistent pressure on DJ. Consistent pressure on DJ. Okay, if we get consistent pressure on DJ, I don't care how anything else is going on, he will make a mistake and he will turn the ball over. That leads me to the third one here. We're going to have to win the turnover battle. So, one here, establish the run, play off of that offensively. Two, we have to consistently get pressure on DJ Lagway because he will end up making a costly mistake. And that leads me to my third one is we're going to have to win the turnover battle. Okay. Lastly, here from my point number 4, for Kentucky to win this football game, they are going to have 3 to 4 explosive plays passing the ball. Yes, I said passing. It's going to have to be passing the football. I think we have to get the ball, and going on a side tangent here. Kentucky has to stick to what they have been doing well on offense. We got to establish that run, but then also we have to stick in the short passing game. We have seen that is where Cutter has excelled. Let's stick to that. Let's stick to the screens to Kendrick Law. Let's stick to the slants to Cameron Miller. Let's stick to the screens to all these other guys. J.J. Hester's been playing very, very well. Let's stick to that, and let's stick to getting the ball to these guys like the dink and dunks, and then maybe here and there you'll be able to take the top off. Get it to these guys quickly, and here and there, obviously here and there you're going to have intermediate passes, especially to some of the tight ends, but I would say for the most part, have that short game that has the potential to turn into a 50-yard play. Keep that because that has been working. We have to keep doing that. I'm sorry for going on that tangent there. I think Cutter has to play better in this one. Simply, they're going to be able to get after him. He has to make the right decisions when he is leaving the pocket. But the main 4 things here, we have established a run and play off of that. Number 2 is we're going to have to get consistent pressure on DJ. He will make a mistake. Win the turnover battle. And lastly, we're going to have to hit a couple of explosive plays in the pass game for Kentucky to win this. I think the crowd is going to play a major part in this game. I think that's going to be very, very fun to see at night against Florida. Very winnable game here. As you see, a 3.5-point dog is Kentucky, meaning Kentucky probably should be in this game for most of the game. Billy Gonzalez now the head coach for Florida as the interim guy. We've seen the ups and downs of Florida. The injury report is not good for Florida. I think Kentucky will win this football game. Leads me to my prediction here. Lower scoring, higher scoring than last week though by a lot. 24-20. Kentucky pulls out a win against the Gators. Give me my MVP here is going to Kendrick Law. I think he has another big game. He's been absolutely amazing. I think we see another big game here from him. We have to stick to those shorter passes, get Cutter in a rhythm. He is good in a rhythm, okay? And we have to have consistent drives down the field. Our defense, I think, is going to be fine with an on and off offense in Florida. I think we'll be able to contain them enough for this offense to do what they can do and win this football game. We have to establish the run and have Cutter play off of that. We've seen that's the best thing for him. And we're going to have a couple explosive plays. I appreciate you guys coming here and listening to this preview of Kentucky versus Florida. I think Kentucky actually does get it done and possibly even save Stoops' job. I appreciate you guys tuning in here to episode 87 of the Big Blue Breakdown. We'll catch you guys tomorrow to talk the review of this game, and also we're going to do a preview, a pregame show, halftime show, and postgame show. Appreciate you guys coming here and listening. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, and as always, go Cats.